speak
Hi,
first.
Mark.
I'm Rachel. Nikki.
Brandon.
Jason.
Anna!
And I'm Bob Pilot. I love North Dakota.
Nate. Say your name.
Nate.
Krista DUTCHUK personal narrative speech. The average person wishes for a new car, a new house, or a dream vacation. A cancer patient, on the other hand, only has one wish: to survive. At age 2.5, I was diagnosed with acute lymphoblastic leukemia, which meant my white blood cell count was lower than average, and my body was not able to fight off bacteria and germs. This resulted in a low immune system. To help this matter, I received chemotherapy, which consisted of oral meds, IV meds, spinal taps, bone marrow biopsies, shots, and blood transfusions. Along with this came complications. My first was I had an allergic reaction to my portacath, and I had third-degree burns all over my chest from the tape they used. After that, I had a Hickman tube, which was a tube protruding from my chest to receive my IV meds, and that soon became infected. After that, I had aspirated in surgery, which meant fluid got into my lungs and caused an infection, which resulted in pneumonia for 2 to 3 weeks. This was not easy on my family. We lived in Aberdeen, South Dakota at the time, and we had to travel to Minneapolis, Minnesota to the nearest oncologist. Fortunately, my family could stay at the Ronald McDonald House while we were there, and it was right across the street from the University of Minnesota where I received treatments. Being Minnesota is the home of the Vikings, I was fortunate enough to meet a couple of the players who came up there to brighten up the pediatric patients' days. I received autographs and photos with the players. There are organizations out there willing to help pediatric patients like myself with terminal illnesses. One of the biggest being Make-A-Wish. I was nominated for a wish, and my wish was to get a big girl bedroom set, where a limo picked me up, took me to the furniture store in Target to accessorize my new bedroom set as Minnie Mouse. After a long 2.5 years of chemotherapy, I was finally in remission, which meant the cancer cells were at a low number, and they were no longer present. I stayed in remission for 7 years, until I turned 11, and received the horrible news once again at a yearly checkup. This time my family was lucky. We only had to travel from Dickinson to Bismarck to receive treatment. But this round was harder. I almost lost my life twice. The first time I had a severe allergic reaction to peg asparaginase, which was 3 consecutive shots in both thighs at the same time. I stayed for observation afterward for 2 hours, but that didn't even help. As we were headed home, my tongue and throat swelled up, and I was rushed back to the hospital by my mother, where they were able to reverse the reaction. The second time, I was in Denver, Colorado for cancer patient camp. There, we were able to get rid of our thoughts about treatment, thoughts about our illness, and just be free for a week. But of course, while I was there, I became sick. I was sitting at the terminal at the airport with a family friend, and she called the paramedics over. They told me I had a severe system infection and 2 ear infections, and they instructed me if I got on the plane, my equilibrium would erupt and I would die. On top of this, just being at home, going to school, going shopping, going anywhere, I got sick very easily. So my mother and I decided I would stay home 7th and 8th grade year, and the school agreed. They would send my assignments home every week, and my mother would turn them in the next. They allowed my mom to administer all my tests from home, which helped a lot. I wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for my dance teacher and my dance studio. It gave me something to look forward to every day. And I'm happy to say my wish came true. I am a cancer survivor.